Dustin, and I'm an apprentice lineman.
I'm Tucker, and I'm an apprentice lineman too.
Then we're gonna have Farley that's out here. He'll be helping us here in a minute, and we have Chad here also. So why don't we start out by telling us, what do you guys know about power? Anybody? Nobody knows anything? Who has power at their house? What do you use it for? Okay.
What else? Go ahead.
Turning on your stove. Freezing stuff in the freezer.
Okay.
Yep.
TV.
Right.
Okay, how many of you guys have a green box like this in your yard? A few of us? How many of you guys sit on them? Quite a few? Okay. Well, here in a minute we're going to show you why that's not a good idea, okay? So kind of what we're going to start off showing you guys is how much power you have at your house, what you have as far as total capacity and what you have in a normal outlet, okay?
You ready for this to turn this on?
Hang on a second. Okay guys, so this is just a regular outlet. It's not too much, right? Okay, and then this is going to be a GFCI. So this is something you're going to find around like your sinks, around your kitchen, bathroom. And it's just meant to trip it out a little bit quicker. So if you were to drop like a blow dryer or something like that into your sink, it would trip it out, okay? See if you can tell a difference. See anything different? Then this one is going to be the full capacity of what you have at your house, okay?
Okay, that was my best.
Yeah, try that. Okay, how many of you have been working with your parents in the yard or something and came across stuff like this? Okay, so what do you do when you come across something like that? Go ahead.
Remove it?
Go ahead.
Ask my parents what it is.
Okay. What about you?
I just don't touch it.
That's probably the best one right there. So these two right here, let's show you why it's so important to be careful. Can you tell the difference between these two?
Kinda.
What's different?
One's bigger and one has more tape.
Okay, one's a little bit bigger. They both look pretty close to the same though, right? So this one's a water line, and this is a dangerous one. This one's gonna have the power in it, and it's pretty hard to tell which one. So you're best to stay away from it. Tell your parents, don't touch anything.
Okay, guys. So if you were digging outside in your yard and you came across something like that, who said they would call the power department or have their parents look at it? Who would do that? Okay, good idea. if you didn't know what that was and you're digging, would you get down there and brush it with your hand, kind of see what it is? Yeah? Okay, what if there was a nick in that when you did that? Okay, this is going to kind of show you what could happen.
Oh, hold on, hold on.
See the bulb? So the power's running through him, right? Okay, and like I said, it doesn't look like much.
That scared me. They won't be there. They're like, yeah.
Who knows what that is that he's putting on there?
Orange.
Yeah.
So that's taking place. That's this guy's heart. So that's like your heart. That's what that's simulating.
There's a train! Hello, train!
You guys talk about insulators.
Oh, we have to get back.
So these are different types of insulators. Okay. Yeah. You can see the different materials. These are different conductors. Okay. So Rory's going to show you kind of what insulates, what happens when you're not insulated. These are what we use these in construction of power lines to help us build the power lines. And this is what you'll see in the air coming out of them boxes. Any of you guys got any green boxes in your yard? Yeah. So do you sit on them, play on them? Good, good. You've been taught well.
Some said you do, huh?
Well, don't, because
Okay.
they're safe, but if something happens, there's actually 7,200 volts in them boxes. And if you see them open, you see a situation that tell your parents, and then your parents know who to call. A lot of them work here, so they'll take care of it. But you see a problem, let an adult know. Anyway, go ahead, Roar.
Okay, so we're just going to kind of show you now what Harley was saying, how many volts are in there. We're going to put that to this guy, and you're going to see what that can do to your heart, okay?
Probably soon.
Okay, guys, what do you think it's going to do if I touch it right there on that gray piece?
Blow up.
Is it going to?
I think.
Who says yes? Raise your hand. Okay.
What?
So what? Remember we talked about insulators? They insulate the power. So was that an insulator he touched,
Or a conductor.
or a conductor?
Insulator. Insulator.
Okay, good. So what would your body be? Go ahead.
I don't know.
Who thinks your body's an insulator? Raise your hand. Good. Anybody? Who thinks it's a conductor? Yeah, let's find out. Conductor, right?
Do that again.
What do you think this bottom wire is?
Do that again.
It's a conductor, right? Is there any insulators in it? So what's going to happen? You're gonna see a fireball.
Yeah. Do it again. Whoa.
Okay guys, so that potential right there we just showed you is inside those green boxes that we've been sitting on. So if a lawnmower or something had ran into that box or a vehicle and you were to sit on it, that could potentially happen, guys. So who's gonna sit on these green boxes now? No one? Good. Okay, so now we're gonna do a little quiz again. Okay, so which do you think's which? You got a power line and a water line.
Water and power.
You guys are good. What do you think? Good. You guys are pros. So you can see the difference. You see how, but you can also see how close they are, right? So it's hard to tell which is which. What's this? Conductors. Okay, that's like something you'll see going to your house. And it's a lot smaller than something like this. So that's about what's right here in the air, okay? So it's a larger conductor. So for like a transmission line, or this could be a main feeder line. But just because that's smaller, so what I showed you over here was a 20 amp breaker, which doesn't seem like much, there wasn't too big of a spark. So, but it only takes 0.1 milliamps to stop your heart. Okay, so not much. So there's way more than enough there to do that. Do you guys have any questions for us? No?
No.
What do you got?
Has anyone been struck by that? You know?
Not that I know. Anybody else? No? You guys want to try some of these gloves on?
Yeah.
See what we have to work in? Go ahead.
Or you want to tell them why you guys haven't been hurt by that?
Why we haven't been hurt by that? These, and we have all sorts of different things to insulate ourselves from the line. So obviously bucket trucks, we have plastic covers,
Sticks right here.
sticks,
This is an insulative tool that we use.
just to distance ourselves from that. You guys think you could work in those every day?
Nope.
No?
Well, after you look at some of that, let's try different. Let's try a hot dog on this guy, should we? And see what happens.
Yay.
Yeah, there's some in this box.
Think you can put this back on the bolt using that glove? You want to try it?
Your hands are small. Oh my goodness gracious.
Yeah, let's
Can I twist it? No. Please. There's hot dogs. Actually gonna put a hot dog. Look. It's gonna be good.
Anybody get it?
Nope.
Did ya?
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah. Gosh, I know. He's gonna shock it. I don't know if I want something to blow. Me
Alright, let's see what happens. This guy gets electrocuted. Touches a down power line that's on the ground.
Oh my gosh! It cooked!
Okay, guys, so Harley talked about a down power line. So, if that was the case, let's say a power line fell down onto a car that you guys were in. Who is going to get out and run? Who's going to stay in their car? Why?
Because then it would,
Okay. Who's going to get out and run?
Don't eat it, but you can look at it and see that's the damage that happened to your body.
Okay. So we kind of talked about insulators and conductors, right?
Oh, it smells like
So
hot dog.
what are these?
Gloves.
Okay. Are they insulators or conductors? Insulators, right? 'Cause they're rubber. So what are your car tires? Rubber.
Insulators.
Okay. So if you have a power line fall down in your car, or say your car slid off the road and ended up on one of these boxes, stay in your car, guys.
Why?
Because your tires are insulated and that'll keep you safe. It's when you get out, you bridge that gap, and now your body will go to ground. That's what power's always trying to do, right? Get to ground, so you'd be shocked. So stay in the car, okay?
This is a smart group. This is all the A students apparently, right? Yeah, I can see that.
What do you guys think this is? Do you think this is an insulator?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You're right. This is one of the tools we use. This is called a shotgun. This is another tool we use to keep us safe.
But it's not like the real gun that you shoot.
No. No, that's a tank gun.
It's a lemon. Stop putting the lemon. It's a lemon. Lemon.
Okay, so now I'll show you what could potentially happen if that power line that fell in your car was still hot, okay, and you were to get out of the car.
Teaching. The lemon went on fire. I want to see what happened again. Me too.
So, what were his gloves then? Insulators or conductors? So if Tucker touches it on the rubber, on the glove, what's going to happen?
Gonna stay safe.
Let's find out.
It's gonna
Oh, you want me to show?
burn.
Nothing, right?
Mhm.
Okay. So this when there's a hole in that glove, it's no longer an insulator, right?
This will happen.
That scared me. The shirt is like burned.
So if that was your heart, that's what it would look like.
The poor lemon. The poor lemon.
Okay, who else has questions? No, there's got to be some out there. Go ahead.
Could you eat a hot dog if you did want to stick to it?
You know, I'm sure you could, but it probably wouldn't taste very good. Go ahead.
Could it slice your heart in half?
Yeah. We'll show you another hot dog. And so hot dog's made up of a lot of tissue, kind of like your heart, right? So we can show you what that'll be, and I'll cut it open for you. See what it does? Splits it right open.
Whoa. That's bad.
Not good, right?
Not good.
Okay. So what did we learn today?
Not good on candy.
Okay, go ahead. No? Anybody else? Not sit on boxes, is that what we got out of this? Perfect. Well,
Don't sit on
if you
boxes.
took anything away from this today, hopefully that's a good one. Go ahead.
What happens if you put
You put hand sanitizer on the guy? Probably the same thing. Yeah. Okay. Anybody else? Any other questions? Perfect. What do you got? Go ahead.
What's that in?
And that's just a tree that had grown up through a service. This was an overhead service going to somebody's house. See how the tree grew around it? Caused an outage.
So cool.
That was an outage too. See how that blown a hole through that?
How does that happen? Was this an
Just like that, and just going to ground. Yep.
Was this an outage?
No, that's just an example of what it looks like.
So if this is in the ground and say you're burying a trampoline or digging in your yard, that high voltage, if you nick that, it'll come out. That's why we want you to call Blue Stakes before you dig. That's how important that is, because that can hurt you if you nick it.
A cantaloupe. Oh my goodness. He's putting it on his head. That was really just like put it on his head. Getting over the cantaloupe.
So we got overhead and underground power lines. So with the overhead, I mean, do we fly kites anymore, or is everybody doing drones and all the cool stuff? Yeah, we don't fly kites anymore. Well, even the drones, anything you're doing that's up, always look up around you and around your yard before you do some of that to see what the hazards are, and then have fun. But if you see the hazards, be aware of them, because electricity is a good thing to help us every day, but it's very dangerous. We don't want anybody to get hurt. So if you see any problems, go to your parents and let them know if you see any problems at all.
Okay.
I know.
What do you think it's going to do if he touches it up here? And that's going to be like an example of somebody's head.
It's gonna crack it.
Okay. Tucker will show
It's gonna
you.
explode. It's gonna look like it sneezed. No, I said I got this one. The I yeah. It looks like it's my one. Kind of like
Hey.
Ready?
Now the orange has a nice yeah. A whole
All right, guys. What do you think? Cool?
yes.
So you guys feel like you know a little bit about power, enough to stay safe out there?
Yes.
Okay, good. Anything else for any of these guys?
Well, thanks for coming, you guys. Just be careful. Be safe out there. Have fun. Oh, kids, let's have fun, huh? But be careful.
Okay. They'll take you to your next station. I think you're going to Trev next.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's just give him a round of applause.
Oh yeah.